Singles Pokemon history has just went down right now as the fastest ban in Pokemon Smogon history. Everybody that plays the Smogon singles format knows that things sometimes don't get banned right away. There was even the beast that was freaking Primal Zygarde, right? The ultimate form that wasn't banned until like 5 or 6 days, maybe 7 days, what it was. Regieleki is so overpowered with the release of Pokemon Home, this one was banned within 24 hours. Absolutely insane. This mon didn't really have any way to stop it. You run Terra Blast, you change your Terra to Ice, you click Thunderbolt, you click Volt Switch, and the last move doesn't really matter. I've seen people run Rapid Spin, I've seen people run Explosion. It doesn't really matter what the last move is because these are the only moves that really matter, especially the first two, as that's how this mon's going to be dealing insane damage. I think the Choice Specs build is easily the best build as well too. You can kind of switch around as you can. If they have a ground type, you can just hard switch, and if they don't, spam Volt Switch. It's actually stupid. It was goo goo gaga brain, and it took like almost 0 skill. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little fun. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little fun. Regieleki has needed this for quite some time now. This mon is absolutely insane. It just didn't really have the best coverage, and it almost feels like Game Freak maybe built this mon with the notion that Scarlet and Violet were coming, because this mon really feels like it released this generation with its impact versus last gen. I actually saw free set Shiny Advertisement in my Shield copy for 4,000 resets, and I still never got it. So guess which dumbass gen it in? Right here, man. I was that salty about it. Regardless, this mod is absolutely insane because it, again, took like no skill. It didn't really have any answers at all. Just things in the metagames you can see right now. Bulky grass type, doesn't matter, Terra Ice. So there are very few things that actually do resist ice, and the things that do resist ice, like steel and water, you can actually just click electric stab on. And with its ability Transistor, it gets a 1.5 boost on all its electric stab attacks for free. So stack that on with specs, and it's just dumb. It's just very dumb. It is very dumb. So it's a very simple explanation as to why this mon went, but it was two-shotting / one-shotting things, and it was so bad, people were even running Terra Ground on any mon, didn't matter what. I think I lost to a guy that ran Terra Ground Torrentee, which is interesting, which is good bait, right? People just running Terra Ground on the weirdest of things. I've even seen people opt out from Terra Normal Ursaluna and run Terra Ground just to not get hit by like a Specs Thunderbolt. But then you can just change your moves when you switch out, right? So if you run this build, you kind of have to work around people potentially running Terra Ground, but people were doing the most though to stop this mon, and none of it worked. Right? It was two-shotting Ursaluna, it was two-shotting Magearna, at least the non-AV build, right? I think a Spadef build as well, too, like a Specs build is still going crazy. Someone said that it was actually just nuking it as well, too. There was very little counter that the thing had. People were also running Scarf Regieleki to outspeed a Specs Regieleki. It was insane, like, Regieleki meta, it was insane. Now, I love Regieleki. He's personally my favorite Regi, and I'm so here for it. And I love electric types, so I was here for it, but yes, it did need to go. A few other mons I think on this list that are probably next on going are things like Magearna, Ursaluna, Zamazenta the Crowned. I don't think the regular Zamazenta needs to go, but Zamazenta the Crowned, we'll talk about it real quick here. This mon's kind of dumb. I get it, I really do. Let me not dismiss anything. I get why they had to bring it down from Ubers. I get it, because when you look at the Ubers metagame, Zamazenta can't really keep up. He's very poor, and he had a little to no usage. He did have a little bit of usage in the Gen 8 Ubers metagame, simply due to the fact that Weavile was literally broken, and he was the best Weavile check. I know Weavile had to run low kick, but still, he was eating Weavile hits for days, especially with the ability Dauntless Shield. Every time it procced on switch in, every time. Not only procs in one time. Zacian, the sister part to it, was kind of fine, because Zacian is the best typing in the game, Fairy Steel, still gets access to Swords Dance and Behemoth Blade. And a bunch of other good coverage moves as well too, like Close Combat, Wild Charge, so she's good. But the problem with Zamazenta though is that nerf actually hurt him. He did get Body Press this generation, so a common build has been Body Press and Iron Defense, and it's kind of dumb, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of dumb. I think it's funny as well too that no one's really running his signature move, Behemoth Bash. You can run it because it's base 100, so it's actually stronger than Iron Head. But since this mon is so defensive heavy, I've seen people opt to choose Iron Head over Behemoth just for the flinch, because he's actually fast. The flinch has actually changed games for me, and I imagine it's changed games for other players, but he's actually really fast. I've also seen like this build as well too, where it's just rest for that 4th option slot. So Body Breath is kind of there for things that you can't touch, like Ghost types. I've seen Terra Ghost as well too being ran just to not get Body Press spammed by Zamazenta. Basically, if the enemy's Regieleki is dead, yours is up, and you have Zamazenta in play, you have an extremely high chance to win. Is what it kind of comes down to, right? So this mod is really fast. It's actually so tanky. I've seen people run this recommended build here, the fast bulky one, with how tanky it is, because it gets a +1 in Dauntless Shield. You have Iron Defense to also buff yourself by 2, and its defense is base 140. So you don't need to heavily invest that much into the defense. You can actually invest into the speed stat, because a base 128 is actually insane. There are very few mons that actually outspeed this beast, like obviously Regieleki and Assuming Electrode, which I do think is incredibly slept on. The regular crowned, uncrowned Zamazenta does outspeed it, but he's on that armor, so it takes off the armor like Rock Lee. He's fast, right? Pult also outspeeds it. So I'd say like Pult is annoying for it for sure. Pult is definitely like a solid check, I'd say, for Zamazenta. That's really annoying. That's why you wouldn't crunch. But even then, Zamazenta is very bulky, right? So it just stops you from body press spamming. But I mean, if you look at everything that's kind of available right now within the game, Chin Pao also does outspeed it, but like you're one of the best Chin Pao checks in the game, I'd say, because you resist its Ice Stab, you resist its Dark Stab, and yeah, Chin Pao kind of have to work around you. So you'd have to like Terra Dark or Terra Ice, you know? But regardless, this thing is extremely overpowered in the OU metagame, and I think it's probably gonna go next. Not sure when. I don't think it needs to go as fast as Regieleki, obviously. But I think now that Aleki is gone, I think other mons, especially Magearna, are going to thrive like crazy. Yes, Ursaluna can technically just destroy it, take a hit and destroy it, but that's with any mon, you know? I think Magearna is going to be absolutely insane as well too. But Zamazenta is important. I think this mon is insane. It actually is a good answer on dealing with Ursaluna, as it is a lot faster than it. It's tanky to actually live a hit. And, you know, after a headlong rush that it uses, its defense drops, right? It's basically ground close combat. So its defense drops, and then you actually just nuke it with a body press. So I've seen people even run Terra Ghost Ursaluna, just not even for the extra damage, but simply just to not get body press spammed by Zamazenta. So my point is that people are running specific Terras and specific builds to stop these potential massive threats within the metagame right now to kind of work around them. So you know a mon is oppressive and strong when you have to go out of your way to work around it, and even then, you still aren't guaranteed to beat it. So it's annoying. It's annoying. I think it's really strong for sure. Definitely see why it's not in Ubers, because the Ubers metagame is insane, especially things like Annihilate. Annihilate, I would imagine, absolutely threshes out this mon. You know, and especially Arceus come back as well too, right? Calyrex Shadow, which I imagine is probably going to go to Anything Goes. That'll probably get banned as well too. So you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Calyrex Shadow, this one is horse shit broken. All right, it's probably gonna get banned to Anything Goes. It's very broken. I think it's actually performing very well without Dynamax, which is insane, because Ubers did allow Dynamax for a while, and it was easily the best Dynamax abuser. But when a metagame without Dynamax, it's absolutely dumb. It is absolutely dumb. I forget which new moves they gave it. I don't remember what. I think they gave it Draining Kisses Generation. I could be wrong, and it may have always had it. But they did give it new moves. I just cannot remember off the top of my head. So I looked it up, and the few new moves they gave it are more impactful on the horse side of Spectrier than Calyrex. So it's like Draining Kiss, right? And Psychic, which is big. They give it Nightshade, we're not going to mention that. And then Calyrex also got Snarl. So you can actually run Snarl on this thing. I know VGC loves abusing Snarl. So you can actually run Snarl on this mon now. I imagine people may not, just because it's mon. Look at its stats. It's so fast and so strong. You don't really matter about dropping the enemy stats when you can just kill what's across from you. But yeah, it got all of that now. So that's going to be interesting to see. You know, that'll be interesting to see. Regardless, Ursaluna needs to go as well too. I think this one is a unanimous. There is no wall in this game that actually stops it. Terra Normal Guts Facade. Terra Normal Guts Facade. Guys, one more time. Terra Normal Guts Facade. This is kind of really it. The other moves are there for coverage, and it's got great coverage. Avalanche, which is really slow, so Avalanche is big here for it, right? Close Combat, Bulk Up, Swords Dance, Crunch. It gets Drain Punch. It got Drain Punch before Machamp got Drain Punch. Can we talk about that? It got Drain Punch, Gunk Shot, Fire Punch. Like, its move pool is insane because it kept a lot of the good moves that Ursaring had, like Play Rough, right? Ice Punch. The thing is insane. Seed Bomb, Shadow Claw, SD, Taunt, Trailblaze, Yawn. I think Yawn is good. The thing is insane, dude. The thing is actually insane. All the moves it gets are nuts. And if you want to go even more ballistic, it gets Belly Drum. So yeah, this mon is really, really, really dumb. I can't name you a single wall outside of like maybe Zums of the Crown that switches in on a Terra normal Gust Facade boost. Because basically, if they switch into normal, you click Crowned. So if this thing switched on it, you take a hit and you click Headlong Rush. So the best part about this mon is if you didn't Headlong Rush, you're nuking things across for you. If you did click Headlong Rush, sorry, you 9 times out of 10 switch out to kind of reset your defense stats. Because this mon is really bulky as well too, right? 80 Spin F is not bad with 130 HP. So the 80 is probably like a little low, but it has 130 HP. So it's gonna like feel really good. It's 105 defense. So again, with body press, it has a good chance to live that because it's, you know, you're not going to get one shot. You're not, unless it's already max set up, you're not, right? And people are already slowly adapting to sometimes just running Terra Ghost. So that way they can just sacrifice the extra damage because it's already hitting so hard. And they kind of just go for that, you know, the secured kill. But yeah, this mon is really dumb. I imagine it's probably going to go soon as well too. Its coverage is absolutely insane. And I'm really happy that Ursaring has a potential to be banned. Like, Ursaring and Teddy Ursa, I love them. I love them. I love them. Rare Gen 2 W, I love them, man. And the last one is Magearna. We don't really need to talk much about this mon. If you played last generation, you already know this mon is kind of stupid. It's been consistently banned to Ubers. I mean, last gen it was allowed for a while, but it was definitely banned to Ubers at one point because it had the access to Z moves. So basically, Magearna, anytime there's a new gimmick, it abuses him highly and it's really dumb with it, right? But its typing is already so good that it's one of those mons that doesn't even really need to Terra. If you want to, sure, but it doesn't really need to Terra. Plus, when we're out in the metagame, people are normally tearing with like Regieleki or Saluna or insert any other potential sweeping mon or disable mon with Terra Ground or Terra Ghost, you know? But it doesn't even really need to abuse the Terra that much because typing is already that busted. Its ability is broken. They actually gave the thing a massive buff because now it can actually click spikes. Yes, it can click spikes now, which is insane. They also give it stealth rock. They gave it body press as well too. Sorry, body slam. I can't read, guys. I'm sorry. They gave it heavy slam as well too, which I actually don't know if that's impactful. I don't know Magearna's weight off the top of my head, and we can actually look that up live right now. I actually looked up Magearna, and the first thing that came was Magearna weight loss. So it's 177 pounds. So not the best abuser when it comes to heavy slam, but it's a viable move, right? They give it Sidekick, Psyshock. They give it Snowscape. They give it Sunny Days. They can put up a bunch of weather now, which is actually, I would assume, more big for doubles because weather is going to be nuts with all the new mons that just recently came in. They give it Ice Spinner as well, too, and Play Rough. So Magearna has a 95 attack stat, which is actually viable. I know you mainly want to run a special, but for me, like draft, 95 is definitely very viable. So to give it all of these brand new physical access for its moves is insane. So I think the mon is crazy. Also gets Sleep Talk now as well too. So yeah, you can run Calm Mind Sleep Talk. You actually can with like stored power. You actually can. It's dumb. Thank God Cosmic has not come yet. So if Gen 10 gives it Cosmic, I don't know. But yeah, they gave it like they give it spikes, which is big. I cannot stress how massive that is. So I think Magearna is probably going to go as well too. I imagine that obviously if they ban Ursaluna or something like that before they ban Magearna, Magearna's only going to get better, right? Like the Regieleki buff has actually made some mons like Ursaluna, Zamazenta, and Magearna all a lot better because this mon would do so much damage on the electric stab. Same thing with his ice stab as well too, but yeah, it's nuts. I've seen even people run like Slow King teams where they just go for chilly reception, right? And then it turns Terra Ice, so it's Fizz Def. On this mon is even better, Terra, where it actually lives a hit. So it's dumb. So these, I think, bans are all pretty normal bans. I've heard mentions as well too from Sneasler. I'm unsure if Sneasler needs to go yet. I know he's absolutely insane. Look at his stats, right? He's very fast. He outspeeds a lot of mons in the metagame. And Abandoned Sneasler is my favorite build, and he just hits so hard, right? He hits so hard. So I think with Regieleki gone, it's also a big buff for Sneasler because it was one of the few mons faster than Sneasler to make it to where it's obnoxious for Sneasler to revenge kill. If Regieleki is in play, it's obnoxious to revenge kill because there was nobody better than this mon at revenge killing in the entire game. Nobody. Unless you were Trick Room Ursaluna, so which I forgot to mention. Sorry, guys. Trick Room on this mon is abhorrent. It's insane. It's dumb. It needs to go. It needs to go. But Sneasler is also dumb as well, too. I imagine the Regieleki buff is going to be big for him. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Are there any mons that I mentioned that you also think that need to go? Let me know and why. Shout out to Regieleki for breaking a world record. Leave a like down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.